Sir Luton, welcome to this month's Markov's Gallery. My name's Scott, I'm here with Sam.
Howdy, Pilgrims.
And we are going through our favourites from the community for this month.
Or last month.
After
you screwed up the dating system last month.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it's now this way because...
That's the way we're now doing it.
Yeah.
So it's now April, but we're looking at March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any kind of time machine thing to go into the submissions for April. But it is April, and we're looking at them in April. So it's for April. It makes sense. So first off was your pick for Wild West Exodus.
Hot on the heels of his painting last month, Clay has knocked another one out of the park with his Union Half the Retribution set. Absolutely adore the vibrant colours we've got going on here, especially the lightning work on Tesla there, and the wonderful blue shading he's got going on his arm. It's very pop art, cel shady sort of. I'm thinking Borderlands bright colours here. Really, really like it. His Carl Fredrickson is, I think, for me, the standout model. That's why he's got to set his own little piece. What I really like was the way he's picked out his face. I've not noticed this. I've not really, to be honest, even though I've got this model, I haven't paid that much attention to how he looks, but he's an ugly so-and-so, isn't he? And with the skin tones he's got on the face, you can really see what he looks like. The tightness of skin around there, faces only his mother could love. And the glow work he's got going on in the palm of his hand, and he's also got it on the back panels. I haven't got a photo of that, but there is a photo on the council. The glow work he's got in the back panels and the gun, wonderful, just wonderful. Well done, Clay. Great to see you painting.
Yeah, when we spoke about the Tesla bots on the review of 2022, I said how much I really liked the artwork for the models, and we hadn't seen loads of them painted. These are exactly how I imagined them in my head. Like, he has taken literally a snapshot from my head and put the paint scheme onto the models. They are really nice pieces of work, just for hands units. Like, they really stand out as great looking models in this. Same with Union Bell, she looks really nice. Tessa looks incredible, and like you say, the glow work on Carl's hand and gun is really, really good. I wish I knew how people did that, because I have Iron Man from Marvel Crisis Protocol, and he has the chest piece and two similar sort of glowing pieces on his hands, so I'd be really interested to know how people get it so well. I'm assuming it's just like working up to a highlight of really pure, almost white blue, at a guess.
It's a very small area to work in, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
I also really like how he's posed the Tesla blocks as well. They're very dynamic looking, not just static. You've got them pacing forward, and the variety of poses there. It looks mint.
Yeah, really, really good. Okay, so next up is my pick, which was a Hex Posse, which was done by Philip Deschamps. He was doing this for Adepticon, for the event that I went on at Adepticon, and he shared quite a few progress pictures, and then he kindly took these photos. Well, he took them for himself, but he also said he did take some really good photos for us purposefully, so thank you very much for that, Philip. And as you can see, they are astonishingly good. There is so many good pieces on this. We showed his canine attack dog previously. You can see in the second picture that they're completely finished, and they all look so good. I think Creature is one of those miniatures that I always love seeing painted. I love to see how people have their interpretation of what he would look like, and this dark skin colour with the purple boils is just another example of why he's so awesome looking. Like, it's another sort of really dark universe style colour scheme for him, and the purple runs through the whole posse. Just really, really cool.
Yeah, I love the purple take on the boils. That's new. Normally the boils are either big red and yellow spots, or they're bloody and sticky and so forth. But this having a purple colour to them really makes them look unnatural and horrible. But then taking that purple and then running it through the whole posse, the third man's wearing it, Garrett Morden's wearing it. It just looks brilliant. It's even running through on Hunter Bennett as well with his purple sash. It's just the way he brings the colours together to make a coherent posse, but each still having their own individual style. Yep. It's really good.
It's an art that's tricky. It's even on the hex list. There's the purple veins that are running down it as well. It ties it all nicely together. It's a really great, and the basing work again. We've talked about it before, but basing does just sometimes add that little bit of extra, and the grass tufts and the sandiness and the little skulls occasionally popping up. Just all round stellar work. So well done, Philip, and we hope to see a lot more of your work in the future.
Okay, so my pick for Infernal Investigations by Ian. What I really loved, again, was the unified colour scheme and taking the grey, and it gives them a very special ops look. You love the uniform colour across it. Grey and dark and mysterious. This is a team that moves within the shadows. I love the non-metallics on 2020, and I also really like the leather coat on Jed there. And it's just a really nice uniformed posse with some really nice little details going on.
You'd think that doing a more muted colour scheme would be easier than doing like a full colour scheme, but it's actually a lot harder to pull off a really good muted colour scheme, like a sepia tone or a more sort of monochrome black and white film style. It's not super easy to pull off, and to do a really muted colour scheme with some, like, each miniature's got a little colour pop in it, which just makes it stand out a little bit. Like 2020's got the eyes, Helena Miller's got the hair, and so on. It really is an excellent job on all of them. I don't know, is 2020 my favourite out of the group? I think it's either 2020 or Fiora Montoya. I'm not sure which one.
The sash does give it that little pop, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a really nice touch. It's really, really great work.
Yeah.
What would Markov's gallery be without a Cohen? This actually snuck in at the end. I was toying with the idea of a couple of pieces, and then I saw this and I was just like, oh man, that's just like insanely good work. This is sort of competition level painting for Broad Arrow Jack. And Cohen said on the podcast that he's working on the Nautilus crew for his current project. So Broad Arrow Jack is one of the lesser known of the Nautilus crew. He comes in with the Dead or Alive posse, so there's a lot of other characters that need doing after this, so I imagine they'll pop up occasionally in the next few months of Markov's gallery. I mean, there's so much on there.
So good.
Like the scar work was something I was particularly impressed with. The blue detailing on the chaps, the metal work, it's just chef's kiss good.
It is, isn't it? I know Cohen said he wanted to work on skin tones, and I thought, like, you don't need to work on your skin tones, they're awesome, but no, he's actually gone up another notch here with these skin tones. That is almost that you would believe that is not a model, that is a person in a pose. He actually just posted the finished one today with base work, and the chaps are much more, he's up the colour on the blue. It may just be the photograph, but yeah, he's done more work to it and posted it up today. We may have to put that in again to next month just to go, look how it's gone on. We'll put the two photos side by side as a work in progress, but it's so good.
It really is. I do like the nice touch of the grey hair. You don't see a lot of grey hair on characters generally, so it's a really nice touch. I really like it as well. Works with the character. I think it gives him that sort of grizzled, veteran style look to him.
Yes, he's a man, a wife in every state, they say, and so he's been around the block a few times. It gives him that mature look. This is no callow youth. This is a gentleman of maturity and experience. I use the word gentleman very loosely.
Yeah, the first of our Dystopian Wars picks.
Oh, absolutely. This was very early on in the month, and I just thought, having this, the colour scheme just rocks. This bone colour combines with this lovely turquoise and the pink of the energy weapons. What a colour scheme. Absolutely loved it. And the way he's picked out the shapes of the ships, he's used the curve of the bow to bring the different sections in. I mean, Enlightened ships just love being painted in different sections. There's so much sections on them, but you can pick out the different bits like this and the nose cones and so on. And I just absolutely love this bone colour scheme. It was completely different from anything we've seen before. What a colour scheme. Really attention grabbing. It's sinister, it's creepy, but in a completely different way to painting it all dark, having it stand out like this in the bone colour. It looks sinister, just silently coming towards you. Love them.
It's a colour scheme that you tend to see in undead armies a lot, is the bone and teal colours, and teal goes quite well with the pink, so it's kind of a nice sort of nod to other things that happen in the Enlightened, I think. And yeah, it works so well. The picking the details out and the teal here and there, and like you say, following with the bow curvatures and the nose cones and the fins, and just having like not too much of the teal, but just enough to make it really work the ships. I saw this on the Discord, so it's not very often that I see, because the Discord work in progress and the Discord chat in general goes along fairly quickly. It's very tricky to sort of keep up with it constantly, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, right, I'm downloading this and I'm marking it immediately, and if Sam picks it as well, then we'll flip a coin and see who gets it. But we spoke about it when we did the news, how, you know, it'd be kind of cool to do like a different colours for the Onion Dome, and this is the perfect example of what we're talking about. It is a really nice red and gold, or sort of a bronzy colour, I'd say, maybe bronzy, brassy sort of colour, and it's just a really nice execution of a really cool looking ship.
Definitely. I like how he's picked out the little details with the red. There is a tendency to paint Commonwealth just solid grey, but using the red on the gun barrels, the prow, and then there's little golden arches just underneath the main Onion Dome. Lovely little details there. Word of advice, if you are thinking of painting this, I think it was actually this painter himself who complained that you can't go two colours. There's an uneven number of stripes on the Onion Dome, which means you need at least 3 or 5 colours to get it to work, because I think on the other side he's actually got 2 colours, 2 stripes of the same colour, because the way it worked. But it is brilliant. It looks wonderful.
Yeah. I didn't see that. I must have missed that.
I'm sure it was this guy who said he was going 2 colours, and because there's an uneven number of stripes, it doesn't go red, gold, red, gold, red, gold, red, gold, red, gold. At some point, you end up with 2 reds or 2 golds.
Okay. I'd be interested to see more of the Prezidium, because I think it's going to be a ship that has a lot of different variations on it, potentially.
Yeah, a ship that wants to be painted. Okay, the Union fleet. I really liked this Union fleet. It's a nice, simple, bold colour scheme. What really caught my eye was the 2 corvettes, the Springfield class, with the edge work on there. That's what I saw first, and he's carried it over onto all of them. Lovely white highlighting on the edges. It's a nice, simple colour scheme, and I just thought that works. That is really nicely done, and it's one of these colour schemes that's deceptively simple. I suspect a lot of work went into that to get that to look that good. There's lovely gradienting going on in the plates. It's not just a solid blue, there's a gradient going on up to the edges and so on. And the same for the Enterprise and the flyers you've got there, the Patriots, and also lovely work with the SRS tokens and the white streaks going behind the planes, so you see them travelling over the water. He's even done different squadron markings, so you know which ones are the elite SRS there as well. I just thought this worked so well.
It's the white doves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you say, it is really, really well done with the depth of colour on those 2 corvettes. It's really, really lovely work. And the Enterprise, again, I imagine if you got sort of close up to it, it'd be a similar sort of thing where there's some shading and some nice gradient work on the panels. So I picked this Tunguska because initially I thought this was not somebody's painted model. I genuinely thought this was a screenshot from a computer game. I was like, they're making a computer game? I don't know what it is about it, but it just screams video game. It's so cleanly lined and well weathered. It just, for a second, my eyes were completely fooled into thinking it was not a miniature at all. I really love the scheme. The sort of grey blue works really well with the reds and the golds and the sort of slightly bronzy brass colour. I think it's more brass than bronze, isn't it, really? Because it's darker. Brass is slightly darker than bronze.
Yeah, it is wonderfully shaded, and just it's so smooth, the paintwork on that. It literally does look like it's been coloured by computer rather than by brush. I love the little red picking outs of the red stars on the side and the bridge, and the gold work on the gun barrels is just spot on, picking out those extra fine details. That is a lovely example of a Tunguska.
Yeah, and because they're fairly newish, we haven't seen loads of Tunguska so far, but
not yet. No,
this is a really, really good example of a killer colour scheme executed perfectly. I think it was the first work that Robin shared on the lounge, and I picked up on it almost immediately. It's really, really cool. So looking forward to seeing more of your work, Robin.
Indeed. Okay, this is one of my picks, and I picked this because it's an excellent example of how you can use your own bit box to make something pretty cool. All these bits are just been sitting in Mark's bit box, and he's turned them into a set of docks with fully operational crane, some various mechanical bits, and that just works. I mean, just look at that. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Not bad for a kit bash at all.
I recognise a couple of bits from there. So that platform is from a Warhammer 40k piece of scenery for certain.
You did mention some of it's from Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah, I think.
But the work on the rocks with the mechanical bits on there, the little towers on the docks, it's all perfectly in scale. That's brilliant. There's just stuff lying around in your bit box. That's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's really, really nice work. I have been recently considering, when we were talking about terrain for Dystopian Wars, I've been considering how easy would it be to build like a lighthouse from a bit like a dystopian lighthouse from the bit box for stuff from sprues. And I think it would have to be a themed like Crown or Imperium lighthouse, possibly. I'm not sure, but I might give it a go. Yeah, this just goes to prove that you don't have to just raid your Dystopian Wars bits box. You can use stuff from other games. Titanicus is perfect because it's a small scale game. Drop Fleet, Drop Zone Commander would also probably be able to scavenge bits because that's a very small scale game. Really, really nice work. I really like the crane. That's the thing that really stands out. I'm almost certain that's Titanicus, but yeah, some really, really nice work on that.
Yeah. The boats are pretty good looking as well. Those are some nice ships he's painted up.
Yeah, very nice work. So I picked this board for Dystopian Wars by Adrian. I
almost picked this as well because I loved it.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. There's a lot of detail. You can't see very well in this photo, but all of those planes are actually SRS planes from the tokens that he's cut out and stuck on an airfield. So that's how much detail he's gone into for this. There's also in the background, you can see it a little bit, there is a oil platform, which I think is scratch built mostly because it doesn't look like one of the Beyond boxes platforms.
Yeah.
And it's got like a little nuclear reactor on it, some cargo crates and some bits and pieces like that on it, and it's just a really, really cool looking board, and it looks mostly scratch built. There might be some 3D printed elements in there, I'm not sure, with the houses, or maybe bits from a terrain from another game, maybe even the old Spartan version of Dystopian Wars. Not really sure because I'm not massively familiar with the terrain from that, but I know there is still bits and pieces floating around on eBay, and some of the old legacy players had some stuff left over, so it may have been built from that.
Yeah, I love the little planes, the hangars, and the little main building on that island. It just looks in scale. He's really thought about, is this the right size and so on, because when you're dealing with scale this small, it's very easy to get something too big or too small. But he's absolutely nailed this. What a lovely piece of island work to go on there. And then looming off the bow, you've got some of the classic Commonwealth flyer, I think they're Commonwealth ones, flyers hanging off the end there, just to give you that sense of more scale. It's brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, really, really good table. Go and check it out on the lounge. There's loads more pictures. I just picked this one because it sort of encapsulated almost all of the board in one shot. And the main centerpiece was this airfield, and like I say, it's got some really nice details in it. So yeah, head over to the lounge, go and check out the other photos for certain. And that is everything for this month.
Yeah. We were just saying before we started, we probably could have added another 10 slides on this month. There was so much to choose from. and we're sorry if you didn't make it.
So what we discussed between the two of us, we're considering doing is maybe doing a honourable mentions Instagram post or Facebook page, or maybe like a slide at the end of this while we're doing our outro of honourable mentions. If you let us know in the comments how you'd like to see any honourable mentions that we didn't include, we'll take them into consideration, and the next one we do, we will try and include that. And if you don't want honourable mentions, if you're like, honourable mentions is not good enough, they can't make the cut, then they shouldn't be in here, fine.
Harsh!
Yeah, that's really harsh. I can't believe you would say that sort of thing, but okay. Yeah, just let us know what you think of the idea of having some honourable mentions and how you'd like them to be presented, and we will work on doing it for next time. This is the first time we've had to drop a slide to the person I contacted, didn't get back to me, so unfortunately we've had to sub it out at the last minute. So
do check your personal messages, do check your comments.
Yep. It will be either the Markov's dossier Facebook page, myself, or Sam, who will ask permissions. You will know it's us because we post fairly regularly in both. I probably don't post much in Dystopian Wars as all that. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next month for the new one.
Happy trails, pilgrims.